This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
90.5 WASU. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Morning App. And yes, Howie C is back in action. I wasn't here on Wednesday. I've been a little sick. I'm still recovering, but I'm ready to go. I think Kristen's sick, and she blames me instantly for getting her sick.
You think I'm sick. I know I'm sick, and I know it's you.
No, look, the bug spreads around at the radio station. One person gets sick. Speaking of that, Taylor Ann got the allergies.
We're all sick.
So it spreads out.
My allergies are so bad this week.
Yeah, this is the time of the year, though, anyways. Take your vitamin C. But I'm really good about it. I'm really, really good. You know, if you exercise, you're supposed to not get sick. If you take vitamin C, you're supposed to not get sick.
Wait. Let's go back one. You've been exercising?
Sometimes.
Never.
On occasion.
No, I do sometimes exercise, and I've been better about that now.
I think every single person in America could say that.
No, but I've been doing it a lot more this semester.
And I don't work out.
I'm not supposed to get sick, and Howie, you still got me sick.
Okay, look, they blame me, but the bug's been spreading. So many other people have been the source, and I get blamed for it. But I'm Howie C here with Chris Kokenberg, Josh Kornmeyer, and Taylor Ann this morning. So yeah, on Tuesday, I was laying in bed, and I was just head throbbing. I said, Kristen, I can't do Wednesday. Get somebody else. And Nicole stepped up, and she did a great job. So glad to be back.
Yeah, you'll be happy to know that she didn't do worse on
Real or fake
news.
Did she do well?
She did do better on Real or Fake.
Was she like two out of 4, maybe?
I mean, you're still in last place.
Yeah.
So no change.
But to be fair, you put yourself in last. So.
Look at me.
Not much.
They're pointing fingers at me, Josh.
Well, no, it is your fault for being terrible at that game. Like, usually I defend you, but this is on you.
I'll take the open.
But later we have another game, Would You Rather? So we'll play that a little bit later on. I got some good ones today. But first, apparently, the craziest excuses for calling in sick, that list is out. And there's some pretty good ones. Apparently, people calling in sick is up 5% from last year, which doesn't surprise me. Eventually, we'll probably get to 100%, everyone calling in sick all the time. But, I mean, some of the basic excuses are needing to relax, didn't feel like going to work, running errands, blah, blah, blah. But the cool ones, first one right out the bat involves a bear.
What?
They have a list of, like, the crazy excuses that they surveyed, and first one says a bear was in an employee's yard and they were afraid to come out. So
This would happen to me. I'd be inside from my window. I'd be like, hey, Steve, so, see, this is crazy, but there's a bear and I'm scared of going outside.
That's creative.
Yeah, but definitely would be me.
I feel like that would actually happen to you.
It would. And Steve would be like, well, I'm sorry, but you have to come to work. And I'm like, no, I'm serious.
Like, there's a bear.
There's a bear
outside my door. I am not coming in.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between most families and my family, I remember, this is a total side note, the one time a bear actually came into our yard, we didn't stay inside. My dad decided to go outside and try and get an up-close picture of it.
Oh my God.
So he we're watching through the window like, wow, how close is he going to get? And he just keeps getting closer and closer to the backside of the bear with his camera. Eventually just wandered off. It didn't really care because my dad's not a threat, obviously.
This little,
But
camera.
he literally, they're just creeping through the yard together. They'll stop, he'll stop, look around, and then just like keep going. It's like the whole like tiptoeing thing. So
that's so funny.
That's my family.
Love that.
Okay, here's another one. An employee's phone exploded and it hurt their hand.
Now that's true because of the Galaxy phones, so I can see that being a thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, because iPhones are better.
Okay, how do you call in to work sick if your phone exploded?
People have landlines.
Landlines.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real. Who has landlines anymore?
I do.
Do you really?
No, your parents do, and I guarantee you they probably don't use it.
No,
my parents cut the line.
Yeah, my parents. Well, no, we have a landline, but they don't use it, and I keep telling them to get rid of
My
it.
parents don't pay for it anymore. They were like, it's a waste of money.
My parents only use a landline.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have cell phones.
They do, but they don't know how to use them.
They don't know how to use them.
Fair.
I mean, we've had a landline since I can remember, so. Next one. This one's funny. Employee ate a toothpick in his food at restaurant.
Good Good Lord. Come on, people. We all know you look at your food before you eat it.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's honestly on him.
That is his fault.
That would be so painful.
I can relate to this one because every single time, another family story, every single time I go to a restaurant with my sister, I always get sometimes I get a sandwich with toothpick in it, and I tell her real men eat toothpicks, so she's like, okay, go ahead and eat it. And I have to hide it as I sometimes avoid the toothpick. I'm like, and I'll hide them all from her.
They put those color things on the end of it so you can see it and you don't consume it.
No, that makes it prettier.
No, I really don't think that's
Part
the
of the
case.
presentation of the dish.
Okay, well, that guy. Shouldn't honestly, if you have an employee that ate a toothpick, is he smart enough to work for you?
All right.
True.
This one's weird. Employee broke his arm wrestling a female bodybuilder.
Well, that's just embarrassing.
Broke his arm? Oh.
Yeah, go girl.
Why did he think he could just match her? Like, come on, man.
Like she's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, come on.
It doesn't matter.
Crush me.
What an idiot. Jeez.
Okay, employee called in fat because uniform didn't fit.
What does that even mean? You called in fat? That doesn't make.
It's like code blue, you know.
Code fat?
Yeah.
Code fat.
I can't come in because your uniform doesn't fit me. Okay, that is an issue, but why do you call it, what?
Like, that is
great.
really sad, but just get another size, homegirl.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, this one's for Kristen. Employee was not sure how the solar eclipse would affect them, so it would be safer to stay at home.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't want to talk about it.
I love how this week Kristen comes in, she's like, I'm blind. I was like, what? Why? Because I look at the eclipse. And lays on the floor.
Okay, I am I guess what is it called? The hypochondriac?
Yes.
When you just diagnose yourself for everything. And, I do have bad eyesight, so sometimes my eyes will hurt if I don't wear my glasses. And instantly my head just goes straight to, I'm going blind because I look at the eclipse. I looked at it for 0.2 seconds, and yes, I know that still does damage to you, but it was behind the cloud, and then the second I looked up, it was out of the cloud. So, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, last one. Dog swallowed employee's car keys, so she was waiting until it came out.
Oh.
No!
I mean, that's
more reasonable. I definitely believe that would happen.
It was a big dog, yeah.
Do you not have a spare key?
Well, you want to make sure it passes through safely.
That's fair.
Yeah,
true,
because otherwise your dog needs to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
What if it's one of those? If it's one of those push to start cars, you could just bring your dog to work with you, stick him in the car. Okay, let's go.
That's horrible.
You got to hit on the stomach. Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness. Well, what's crazy also is how many social media accounts that we actually have. You don't think about it. We normally use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's the big three. But then Snapchat's involved, Google+, Tumblr, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. All of those are social media platforms. And so, according to studies, 8.7 social media accounts are what one person uses on average. So 8.7 that we
Almost
use.
9. Okay.
Not saying we use them daily, but we have 8.7 accounts. And, that's so many accounts. Some people use Pinterest, and that counts for it. And so it's more towards millennials. And 1 out of every 5 social media accounts is used by a millennial.
I believe that 110%. That number honestly does not surprise me because sure we have 9 social media accounts.
Thank you. I knew you were going to say it. Okay.
Bless you.
Lovely.
I think that's the first on the show, Taylor Ann. It's the first time anyone's ever sneezed.
Okay, guys, my allergies are so bad today.
Aww.
Okay, seriously, you think that, allergies are like a spring thing. Mine's every season. Literally. Every season, whenever the weather's changing, if it's off a little bit,
Yep.
I just go with sneezing.
Yep.
Just go with sneezing.
It sucks.
But yeah, social media accounts. I really do think that number is not surprising because when you think about it, you have your Google accounts. I guess, I don't know, Gmail is not really social media.
No,
it's email.
count.
But you have a user within that you can review businesses. That's technically a social media account.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's shocking how much counts as a social media account. Because, like, WhatsApp and Google Plus, I would not count as social media.
Yeah, Google Plus. It's weird how Google Plus works because it was originally a social media platform, but then it's kind of changed because nobody uses it anymore. So it counts though.
I use it for my pictures.
Yeah.
So then it'll free up space, and I can still have all my pictures on my phone, but I can also have all the space on my phone, so it's not taking up too many gigabytes.
Ooh, a loophole.
Out of all the ones I use, though, Instagram is definitely the most.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Instagram's awesome. I love using it. So
You know, I don't even use Twitter anymore. I deleted
I
the
don't
app.
either. Yeah.
I deleted
Twitter
the app.
is love. Twitter
Yes,
is life.
Twitter is great.
I think
love
it's
it.
dying, y'all.
Nah.
Dude, I finally-
Okay. I predicted the other year, I think it was last year, that Instagram was going to die. But then they came out with that story, and now they're back on top, honestly.
They're okay. I mean, Instagram's really cool. I like using it, but I still use Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat more. So
What?
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Get on our level, Abby. I am very disappointed in you.
today.
I'm just
I'm hurt.
sorry.
All right. Well, when we get back, we'll be talking about how to stay motivated this time of the year. I'm sure that will relate to you just as much as it is going to relate to me. But right now, Michael Jackson on 90.5 WASU. And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU. 8:13 on this lovely Friday morning. You're listening to The Morning App, and right now, this will probably resonate with you. Motivation. We're talking how to keep it going right now, especially this time of the year. It gets really, really hard. I don't know about you guys, but we've been pushing for 4 years now, okay? Senioritis is real.
It is real at this time of year, like, 'cause I know I got one more semester left, but I just keep going to do all this work, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do it. I just can't. But we're almost there.
I just don't understand why, people are like, in college, like, it's crunch time, and it's like, are we not supposed to be human? Like, I'm to the point where I'm burnt out, and I just feel like I'm not allowed to, and it sucks because I'm about to graduate. I'm a double major. This is my 5th year. Like, I'm taking 18 credit hours. I have a job. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why can't I be human? And it's like, in the real world, we're going to say we don't burn out, but we do. Like, it's in our nature. Like, if you overdo yourself, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
Because in the real world, I also feel like you don't have as much on your plate as you do in college. Like, everyone says in college, they remember they didn't sleep, you don't eat well, you have no money. Like, life is just hard.
Yeah.
In college, I feel as though there is a lot of, I don't know, I don't want to say there's more work in college than there is in the real world. I think you're just juggling more things, but I think in the real world, you are dealing with more life stuff.
Yeah.
So we get burnout because we are doing school all the time. Like, there's no time to sleep. School's a full-time job. And then on top of that, a lot of us do have part-time jobs, maybe 2 part-time jobs, and we are struggling to make rent. We're struggling to have money. But I think in the real world, you're dealing with a lot more family stuff. You're just, figuring out life too. And that, your parents start to get older. You have to take care of them. So I don't want to say that, like, college is harder than the real world. I think that your values and where your struggles lies will change. And that'll always be there.
It's harder. I don't understand why we can't admit that we're burned out at times. I feel like society makes it so that we're supposed to be consistently on our A game in college. Like, we have to go to all these internships. We have to do this resume builder. And it's like, where do you expect us, especially us students who have to pay for it ourselves? Like, I have to have a job and do school, and I need to graduate on time, and they don't make it easy for you.
Yeah.
You're allowed to admit that you're burnt out, 110%, because we all do, but you can't let that affect your work. That's the thing, because if you let it affect your work for one day, it is going to pile up the next day and the next day. You just can't stop. So it's like, my dad always say, you can take a vacation from work, but when you get back, it will still be there and you still have to do it. So it's, of course, you can admit that you're burnt out and maybe go home one day early or something like that, but you got to get that work done. You just do.
Yeah.
The great Papa Cokes with some wisdom for this
Wise
Friday.
wisdom.
But I do have a few small tips, hopefully, that can keep you going, keep you motivated during this time of the year. Just little small things that you can try to incorporate into your, college routine. This one definitely helps me. Listen to music while you work.
Yes.
That really does help you keep going. Listen to Eye of the Tiger or something like that.
I love radio.
That's true.
Never a living.
See, I do that all the time, but for some reason in the last year or so, I have just transitioned to listening to rap when I'm doing homework. I don't know what it was before. It was like slow EDM, like house music and stuff like that. But now I listen to gangster rap when I work, and it gets me motivated.
I'm sorry for you.
What?
Oh, Josh.
Josh hates rap, if you guys don't know, by the way. He
Yeah.
absolutely hates it.
So
every time he
hate
comes
it.
on, he's
It's
like,
not
no.
What's your favorite kind of music then?
Everything but rap.
But I feel like when you're studying, though, you can't listen to stuff with lyrics. At least I can't. It has to be.
You'll start singing
See,
along.
Yeah.
I can't listen to anything though. Like
Really?
I need,
Not even classical
No,
music?
I have to Nope, can't. I have to focus.
I used to, and I can't anymore. You're so right. I'll go to the library to the 3rd floor, which is the silent floor.
Oh, is
it? Well, some people might not know. Okay.
No, I didn't know. I was actually asking. I've never
Wait,
been
really?
to I don't
Yeah,
go to the
Josh
library.
probably runs through there
You don't-
screaming.
Yeah, the
Hold
third
up.
floor is
I
the
don't-
second floor.
How long have you been here and you don't know that the 3rd floor is the silent floor in the library?
I don't go to the library.
Wow, that's actually amazing.
I don't read.
I wish I could say that. What?
I don't read. I don't study in the library.
I used to go to the library a lot my freshman and sophomore year, and I felt as though I got less done because I would go with my friends and we would just talk.
To the second floor, and everyone sits in your group of friends, your clique.
And so it's not productive.
I have to be on the third floor because I have to have dead silent.
Yeah.
I'll go at it.
I go to a coffee shop by myself now. I feel like that's where I am most productive. The library is just depressing to me. So I go to a coffee shop. That's another good tip, though, is just find your space. It doesn't have to be the library. Some people can do work at home. I can't.
Space you can focus in.
Yeah,
I do better either at Beasley or at College of Ed because I can just sit in front of the computer, put my headphones in, and nobody's bothering me, so I can just do what I
I've
need
never
to do.
been in the College of Ed.
It's really nice.
Yeah, you got to find your space.
Yeah.
Another tip is to establish a homework schedule. This definitely helps me.
Smart.
If I stick to a schedule, I'm more likely to get it done. Set small goals, but also reward yourself when you've achieved those goals. So, you finish a few chapters in a book. Feel free to watch an episode of Parks and Rec if you want to, or take a quick nap, or
then that'll snowball into.
I was going to say you have to have really good self-control.
Yeah, you do.
For me, when I start watching Netflix, I start binge watching Netflix. So.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely would have to limit yourself to that, but I don't think that would be hard, especially if you just look again at your planner and realize how much you have to get done. Get support from your friends or family. Form a study group. Now, this doesn't work for me, actually. No. I can't study in groups. Yeah. Another one is don't procrastinate, obviously. Small tip, though.
I wish we all would actually apply that one.
But if you do end up procrastinating, just remember why you came to college and the end goal. You always got to keep looking at the end goal here. Put inspirational quotes up. Quotes do wonders. Let me tell you. They really do keep it going.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
The corn quotes.
Corn quote of the week.
If you don't know, I got a quote book that I let Kristen read the other day, and it worked wonders on her. And if anyone needs any motivation, don't worry, I got you.
Nice.
I
Follow
felt
me on
so
Snapchat,
much better.
on Facebook, corn quote of the week every Monday.
It's true. I felt so much better after I read how people can just formulate into words exactly how I'm feeling. And I'm like, wow, I had no idea I was feeling that way until you told me. You know?
That's why I have the book.
And the last one I have is to turn off your cell phone. Just turn it off for 2 hours and get stuff done.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Now, I agree with making a schedule. I think that when I saw Kristen do it, it was like a week ago or so. I was like, I didn't actually plan out. So I actually made a Google Doc and planned out what I'm going to do during this day. And then, like you said, take breaks. Like in between, I'll play like a video game or two for about an hour, and then I'll get back to studying. So that's kind of keeps me motivated. I'm like, okay, I can keep doing it. I can keep pushing myself.
You know what actually keeps me extremely motivated is when I am doing stuff and I don't realize how much I'm doing, and then someone compliments me on something I've done. That really gets me because I think a lot of times we're working so hard and we never get that reaffirmation of the work we're doing. So when you have someone who comes in and gives you support or just uplifts you, I think then you realize, okay, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing for the little things, even though I need to remember, even if you didn't tell me, I am affecting other people, especially talking on the morning show and stuff like that.
Right.
I've never realized how important it was to actually take study breaks because I am the type of person who I'm going to go until it's done. That way I can just relax the rest of the day or the night or the weekend, and I will just keep going. And I can put in 12-hour days without needing a break, but I've realized that my work is less quality if I have that in place, but if I had a test that I was recently studying for, a few days, and I took breaks, and I think that I retained the information a lot better than I would have if I was cramming. And everybody's probably out there is like, of course, why would you cram? Cramming's bad, but it really does. You don't realize it because you're just in the zone. But if you take study breaks, they really do work.
Yeah.
They say you should not be sitting down in one place for more than 20 minutes.
What?
They said and I know that sounds ridiculous, but how they said it is you sit down for 20 minutes and then take a sip of coffee or listen to some music while you're change the atmosphere a little bit just by something, and it'll trigger your mind and it'll refresh it almost.
Okay.
But
I was going to say, because once I find a study table, you can't move for 4 hours or else somebody will take that table.
No. But talking about getting motivated and stuff like that, I have a friend who recently just really like makes my day every time I see him. His name's Zach, and he was just like telling me how he listens to the morning show and he loves you guys.
Fan.
Yeah,
One.
and it just reminded me how like when we like tell people the little things that we care about, it's like I would never like mention this, I guess, but what he said literally has made my week. Like it just reminds me of like why I'm working as hard as I am, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, what is like the little things that have made you guys a lot happier than you ever would have expected it?
Huh. The little things.
See, mine, I'm an extrovert as well. And so I love my friends. I love being around them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, one of my good friends, Kelsey, told me, okay, so I'm not a good cook. I'm a very bad cook. I burn everything I touch. I eat the same 4 things every week because I seriously, I haven't gotten a hold of that adulting part yet. But I made sweet potatoes and I burnt them. They were pretty burnt and they're pretty disgusting, but I still had to eat them because it was the only food I had.
Aww.
And you know what she said to me? It was so sweet. She said, well, you're really close to making them right. And I was like, that's a better way to look at it than saying they're burned, you know? And so I'm like, you're right, Kelsey. I am close to getting this recipe down right, you know? And so it's just like those little things where you look at it in a positive light rather than these are burnt sweet potatoes, but they're actually really close to being, you know, what they're supposed to be. So you're almost there. And she kind of just reminded me of that, and that kept me going.
Yeah, I would think friends in general too, because I have a lot of friends, and I don't like to like tell people that because they're like, oh my God, you're so popular, but
you are popular.
I do
Yeah,
I do have
really
a lot of people that I'm like around them in like different circles, so I think
Yeah.
just having those people that uplift you in tough times is good. So
Yeah.
Me and Kristen are on a wait list to hang out with you, Hallie.
Oh,
That's
my
how popular you are.
We do. We have to book you in advance.
Look, I've had y'all booked more times this semester than I did
Yeah,
last
because we put our
semester.
name
true.
down. Yeah.
This is true because y'all are here. I'm with y'all all the time, so you're like, oh, let's do this weekend. I'm okay.
We have to RSVP and everything.
Well,
because my weekend's full. It's booked.
well, we're booked up next with Would You Rather here on the morning show, one of our favorite segments.
on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
90.5 at WASU. Welcome back to the morning app. And we have a beautiful weather forecast for you. Taylor Ann.
So it's a little chilly right now at 35. They say lows can be 34, so it's not going to get worse than this pretty much. But the high is at 55, and I'm praying it'll eventually get there just to warm up a little bit before I walk to class.
They're saying it's going to be cold tomorrow, though. Might be 35 with wind chill, so I'm not going outside.
And there's a chance it's going to rain, so that may mean snow tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be. I would be awesome. I would be lit if I see
Crossing
snow.
my fingers.
Lit.
Would be dumb lit.
Oh my gosh.
As the people say, as the folks say.
You know what else is lit?
What's
I
that?
almost said dumb lit, but I'm like,
Yeah, you should have said it. You should have.
Okay, you know what else is lit? Would you rather? And I got good ones. I got good ones. They'll make you think. Would you rather lose all of your memories from birth to now, or lose your ability to make new long-term memories?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's really hard.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather the long-term memories in the future. I'd rather lose that, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Because you said long-term, so I can do, like, short-term memories, right? Like, I remember, like, well, I don't know. I'm trying to like evaluate this and trying to like get around it.
I mean, yeah, but okay. Say you made a memory today, you'd forget it by tomorrow because that's long term. I mean, short term, maybe you know it for the whole day, but on a good day.
Well, I don't remember anything, so I mean.
And the other option is to not remember anything.
Lose all your memories from birth to now. So after now, you can make memories, but you don't remember anything before, or you basically can't make memories after.
I would rather do that.
What?
Make memories in my future.
Okay, so you'd lose everything back then.
Honestly, I would say the same, except I don't think I could handle not remembering meeting my family for the first time 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the only memory I would want to keep.
See, my thing is you already don't remember anything until age 4 anyways. Or maybe it's age 3 or something like that. But you have a harder time of formulating memories at such a young age. And then it's like, it's just childhood memories, which I guess is really important. But I mean, I don't know. I think that I'm optimistic, so I'm going to say my future memories are going to be amazing, and I want to keep those more so than just being a teenager in middle school.
I mean, you got marriage, maybe kids, maybe traveling the world. Like you have big life footsteps that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then here, just to play devil's advocate, if you get rid of all your previous memories, though, then all those people that you've met, all those connections you've made, you don't remember them. How would you know to stay connected to them?
But they remember you, and they'll reach out to you, hopefully, if they're a good enough friend, to stay your friend in your new memories.
I mean, you also will still have pictures and all the physical things to remind you.
Yeah,
of the things you
that's
don't
true.
remember.
But I would personally keep those because those are memories that you can't replace. No matter if you say I forgot my memory for all those years before. It's different. Like you were there and experienced it. And you can't remember that. That's just a lot for me personally.
But that's the same for anything long-term memory-wise as well, wouldn't it be?
I mean, yeah. It's just I'm on that side, okay?
Howie. See, honestly, though, I mean, yeah, I've had some great college memories, childhood memories. High school was okay. Middle school was okay. I don't know. It's just, I think that my future, I have traveling coming up. I'm going to be, in my 20s. I mean, technically, I am in my 20s now. But, I'm just really optimistic. And I think that those memories are going to be even more impactful on my life. I've learned a lot. Hopefully, I don't forget those lessons,
Nah, you lost them.
But I don't want to, I mean, sure, you might lose the memory of that, but I hope it resonates with you as a person and to be a good person,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's a hard one.
Okay, well, here's another one. Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair, or an administrative government that is free of corruption?
Administrative government that's free of corruption.
Wait, say it again?
Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair, or an administrative government that is free of corruption?
I'd rather have a criminal justice system that works. Because the United States criminal justice system is just not good.
I agree with Howie wholeheartedly.
A lot of people that get away with ridiculous crimes, and then some people that deserve it just don't get anything. And I feel like the justice system in the United States needs to be fixed. I'd like it to be perfect.
Because I feel like they throw a bunch of people in jail. And
who haven't done anything,
honestly,
maybe,
there's a lot of people that would rather be in jail than be out on the streets. And I don't want to be paying for someone to like watch TV and eat and enjoy their life in jail when that's not what it's meant for. It's
Right.
meant to like be a punishment. And if it's not a punishment, then it's not doing its job.
Yeah, because they get out of jail and they can't find a job, so they're like, "Oh, I'll do the crime again and go back in jail because they have stability."
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. But also, like, the amount of people who have mental issues that are just thrown in jail, not taken care of, like, I think that would change a lot if they were able to actually be able to take care of people the way they're supposed to be when they're put in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want the good justice system. But that's just me. Like,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like that.
I want innocent
Yeah.
people to be free. I want bad people to be locked up.
I feel like a government, no matter what country, I feel like they're all corrupt.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
some shape or form. There's, like, we're human. We're not perfect. There's going to be some kind of bad
But
with
there,
the good.
if you pick that option, there wouldn't be.
Yeah, but I feel like I would rather take care of the people who are supposed to protect us.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're more like front up like reaction, like we see what they do, whereas with the government, most of the time we don't even see half the stuff they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like a criminal justice system that's perfect. But coming up on the morning app, let's talk about relationships. I want that to be perfect. Give me a perfect relationship. That's what I want. And we got that coming up. And Get It Right, Diplo, and Mo on the app.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome back. I am so ready to hear these habits that we're trying to break in a relationship because I have a feeling I have some of them because I haven't been in a relationship in so long. So I feel like naturally I have something wrong.
Yeah, bad relationship habits to break before, not marriage, but just to break because they're bad, you know? Mm-hmm. Number one is expecting your partner to read your mind.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't expect anybody in this world to read your mind. If you have something on your mind, you have to speak it.
Unless you're a superhero.
Josh, are you a superhero?
They're out there.
I love that you're hopeful.
Hey.
Come on.
They used to be me, though. Like, I would, my ex-girlfriends, they would always be mad, and then I was just kind of like not put it to the side, but I would say, like, if they want to talk, they'll say something.
Yeah.
And there's times that they want to say something, but you need to, like, initiate and be like, hey, what's wrong? You okay? Like, tell me what's on your mind, everything like that.
I'm definitely guilty of this from time to time, but I also think that if you care enough about the relationship, you are going to bring it forth and you are going to talk about it because that is something that needs to get resolved or you need to talk about, even if it's not a problem and you just expect them to read your mind on anything, you know, you have to tell them because they obviously are not a mind reader.
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of weird, but on many occasions, Tomas has, like, literally without me saying something, he'll do what I'm thinking or, like, I'll call him as he's texting me or something like that. And so it's like one of those things where I've been like really weirded out because there's been multiple occasions where I'm like, are you reading my mind? Which he's not.
He's a superhero.
Honestly, I'd be okay to dating a superhero. I'd be okay.
That's a tough responsibility.
Yeah.
Another one is trying to make your partner jealous. This is a horrible thing. It is petty.
It's stupid.
And you need to stop playing this game because in the end it is just a game and you should never try to make them jealous.
Yeah, I feel like in any situation that's just not good. Like, don't do it. Even if you're mad at them, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go talk to somebody else and see what they do.
It's like, why are you even with that person? Like, if you are so insecure in your relationship that you need to make them jealous, like, honestly, for me, I was in such a bad relationship for 2 years where it was nothing but games. And I decided, I was like, after a certain age, grow up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I want to be happy in a relationship. Why would you play games? Because that does nothing but complicate everything.
Yeah, it makes everybody upset and just not needed. Not needed stuff.
No.
Another one is constantly asking your partner for reassurance if they love you. And this is definitely something, I'll say I'm guilty. Honestly, a guy could propose to me today and I'd be like, do you really love me? Are you sure? Because I'm a mess. Like, what?
Look at me.
You know? Yeah. So, but you need to be secure enough in your relationship to not have to question that. And you shouldn't.
Honestly, I think a lot of that stems from not having insecurities with yourself. I know for me, I had to work on myself and, like, be secure with me and who I am. And then in that way, I don't need reassurance of someone else's love for me. It's just if they do mention that, it's such a good feeling. But it's like I'm okay with being on my own and coming to terms with that when you have someone else there. I think it makes it just that much more better.
Yeah. If I'm with you all the way.
Yeah.
That kind of goes into this next one, though, is... This one really makes me mad, is when people play the ultimatum game. Because it should never be an ultimatum.
That's an awful game.
Threatening to leave when the going gets tough is not what a relationship is about.
If a girl did that to me, I'm like, bye. Leave.
Yeah.
You should never give your partner an ultimatum like that. It's either me or her.
Like, do you have, like, an example or an experience of that happening to you?
I don't give ultimatums,
Or has someone ever done that to you?
No, but it's happened to my friends, and they'll give their partner, they'll be like, if this doesn't fix, we're over, which is understandable, like, work through problems, but I think the whole threatening to leave part is where it's childish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's a relationship, if they're cheating or abuse, anything like that is going on, of course, leave, but, there's just petty things that go on, and then they'll threaten to leave, and it's just like... Are you in it? How committed are you if you're willing to throw that word around, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that with anybody I've dated, so I would never want to give my partner an ultimatum at all for anything. Like, if I'm not into it, I'm leaving, you know? Like, if you're not into it, leave. Don't waste each other's time. Don't do that, because that's just wasting time.
Yeah, and especially if it's about their personality or something. I don't know. I've had friends be like, "Oh, you need to fix the way you do this, or else we're over." And it's like they're not going to, because that is who they are, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to change that, it's not going to work.
To be honest, after being in a very bad relationship myself, that's actually something that I would find control of. And after a certain age, I find that something that's a very unhealthy relationship. If people are giving you ultimatums, being like, you do this for me or it's over, they're threatening something that they know so precious to you that, like, you need to get out of that situation.
Say that word one more time.
Which one?
Ultimatums.
What did I say?
You said all tomatoes.
No, I did not.
I've been waiting for someone to say that the entire show, because that's
I
what
did
I
not
think.
say ultimatums.
Yes, that's what I've been thinking this entire.
All tomatoes.
All tomatoes. No, honestly, it's probably because I just said it really fast.
You're going all tomatoes on me. I'm out.
I've been waiting.
I'm going to own it. Yeah, I said all tomatoes.
Yeah.
I'm making a new thing.
Slay.
I like
Right?
it. I was wondering who would be the first. I really thought it'd be Kristen, but proud of you. Old tomatoes.
I hate everyone.
Go
right
TA.
now.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you guys laughing? I'm talking about something so serious. And then I find out I said something.
Yeah, sorry, I had nothing to add. I just decided to burst out laughing because I heard old tomato.
Well, hey, way to lighten the moment. All tomatoes.
Amazing.
And the last one that we definitely don't do here on the morning app clearly is getting stuck in a boring routine. You never want to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly what I am scared of for future, because I don't know, I've seen couples where they're like, oh, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, I don't know. You want to go to Walmart? Sure, let's go Walmart. You know, it's like, I don't want to get stuck into a boring routine, but I think that if you are with somebody that has, you know, an adventurous personality like yourself, hey, if you want to get stuck in a boring routine, do that. But it should never be boring. You know, if you are a homebody, be a homebody with them, and that's fine. But, you know, spice things up a little bit. Maybe cook dinner one night, or go on an adventure
Or
if you
attempt
want
to cook dinner.
Or burn sweet potatoes, that's fine.
Set the house on fire, but it's a date.
Whoa, okay.
That's a really fun
I don't think
adventure.
that would be a good idea.
At least it's not boring.
You're right. You're right.
Spices things up. It's hot in here.
Well, this is me and Howie are, you know, two gentlemen, you know, so I got 7 essential skills for the dating gentleman.
2 single gentlemen.
Oh my, you're
Oh, every time.
All right, Taylor Ann and Kristen, tell me if this is correct for the men you are looking for. Number 1.
We have men.
Okay, for
What we were looking for in men when we were looking for
yes.
it. Okay.
Thank you for playing along.
I got you.
All right, number 1, chivalric basis.
All
Basics.
tomatoes.
What was that?
Chivalric basics. Opening doors, smiling, eye contact, genuine and specific compliments,
Yup.
manners, all that.
Yeah, but I
that's
think that's
key.
just being a good person,
Well,
honestly.
I think gentleman is being a good person, and a lot of people.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also being a lady. Open the door for your other lady friends. You know?
Or other people in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I 110% expect a man to hold the door for me, but I also 110% open the door for every person that walks behind me.
My dad would actually, like, he'd be like, "Go get the door for the lady." Like, my dad would actually do that
Oh, yeah.
for me.
I-
So, like, if I dated him when I was little, he'd be like, open the door for them. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I grew up where that's what my dad did, and so I want that in a husband
Yeah.
or in a partner or just in people in general. I think it's a
Some
slight.
some girls find it offensive.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can get
Weird,
over
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
My best friend in Georgia, she's
I
like,
mean, I don't think it's
Yeah,
offensive.
yeah.
I mean, I would
I'm
love
like,
to-
why are you so sensitive?
No.
Go home.
my best friend in Georgia likes it when I come to visit because she's like, every single time you're here, I know I never have to open a door for myself. I'm like, you're right. Every
true.
single
What a
time.
guy.
Number 2, be a master communicator, and this falls on just having the ability to trust and be trusted as well, so you can know what they, you know, feeling, what they're into, and, you know, verbal and nonverbal communication skills.
I do think too. I don't want to say all guys, but I definitely think maybe it's just this age. People have a very hard time
Yeah.
communicating how
Yeah.
they're feeling, or just communicating in general. So that definitely, if you have that ability to do so, it can go a long way in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's key to have good communication in a
yeah.
relationship. Otherwise, it's not going to work no matter what. But I do think, for some reason, I do believe guys in general have a harder time of opening up to girls. Just because, you know, for girls, we talk about our emotions all the time. For guys, I feel like I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys don't really sit around talking about your emotions all the time.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know. More so as I'm getting older, yeah.
Yeah.
But before, no. I was
Yeah,
not
so like
telling
maybe it's
anybody.
more of this age kind of thing.
I think real gentlemen will
Oh my gosh.
Look, we're real gentlemen, and we are going to be back on Monday morning on the Morning App with Molly coming into the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. Hope you have a good weekend.